Live from Grand Forks and the beautiful campus of the University of North Dakota. It's the University of North Dakota's Social Work Department's August 2020 MSW Graduation and Hooding Ceremony. My name is Brett Weber, and I have the honor of being the Graduate Director for UND's Social Department. And on a personal note, this is my first graduation ceremony that I've attended barefooted. So welcome, everyone. And if I may, let me ask, it looks like we're all able to keep our cameras up, so that's fantastic. We're all fitting on one screen. Welcome, faculty. Thanks for taking a break from all your grading. A lot of people know that university professors just sit around at the beach during the summer, but Social Work Department, we are a year-round program, and so most of us are grading right now, so this graduation ceremony is a welcome break from all of that. Most importantly, welcome and congratulations, dear graduates. You're no longer our students. We are now colleagues. And let me offer a warm welcome to the family and friends of these graduates. I'd hoped to get to meet you today. We've often been hearing about you, and I look forward to getting to meet you someday soon. So congratulations to you also. There have been many tears and long nights, but these students are finally graduating. Family and friends, you might finally get some rest. Dear graduates, I said something a minute ago, and I want to repeat it now. You are no longer our students. We are now colleagues. I've enjoyed the rewarding process of getting to work with you and learn with you. Even better, I look forward to the joy of getting to practice with you professionally. And oh, there's so much to do. We're in the midst of one of the great crises of the modern era, hopefully the worst crisis of our lives. And your cohort was caught right in the crosshairs. You were already having to deal with the dreaded spring semester. Then you had a little holiday cruelly called spring break, and then COVID hit. Things were not the same after that. You were suddenly thrown into online Zoom classes. You had to figure out virtual field placements. It's a good thing that you're social workers and that you know how to roll with uncertainty, even chaos. You dealt with the challenges with professionalism and good humor. Thank you. You may recall me telling you in class that ours is the most important profession. That was true when you first heard me say it. It's even more important today. Things will get better, and they may even eventually be better in the future than they were before this pandemic hit. A century ago, the Spanish flu was worse than what we are experiencing today. And when that was over, the nation threw a decade-long party called the Roaring Twenties, and the economy lit up like a 4th of July fireworks celebration. At the same time, for now, the worst of this pandemic still may be ahead of us. There's much work to be done, and social workers are going to be central to surviving the crisis and the rebuilding that will need to be done. I'm sometimes viewed or labeled as a macro-level social worker, but I always insist that I'm an advanced generalist, someone who understands the need for social workers to know, embrace, and practice at all levels. So I'd like to give you a quick example, a fine example of this advanced generalist approach, and one of particular relevance to our times. This summer, I had the amazing privilege of getting to work with 2 of today's graduates. There's probably some who might argue that there's a rule, what I'm not supposed to say their names, but most of you probably already know who they are. So this summer, I worked with and learned from the amazing duo of Gabrielle Gabby Wavra and Stephanie Huyn Scallon. Some of the highlights of the work they completed this summer included helping to design and implement a multidisciplinary research project. They also spearheaded a survey of workers, leading a team of state and local organizations. On many occasions, they walked into virtual rooms with total strangers and announced, we're social workers and we're going to make things better. And that's what they did. And I've heard only glowing reports from everyone they helped. Their work on those 2 projects has already changed policies and enhanced the quality of life for people across our community. But they also helped a neighborhood organize itself to address matters they wanted to take up with City Hall. And at the individual level, They helped a man in the process of bringing his passion for dance and theater to the broader community. On this last point, they became so committed to their work that they designed a whole new field placement for some future student. We'll talk more about that, Bruce. Impressive work. Along the way, we had deep discussions about the politics of COVID, ethical approaches to research and other forms of practice, and they constantly helped me, forced me to look at my own work in new ways. I can only hope that Gabby and Stephanie learned as much and enjoyed the summer as much as I did. The work with them this summer reminded me of the time I spent with your class this spring and how much we learned from each other. Our classes together changed the way I approach my practice and impacted my reading and thinking throughout the summer. So again, to all of you, thank you. The agencies and communities where all of you are going to work are fortunate indeed to have you. Social workers serve a wide array of needs, and we practice across all levels of practice, from direct practice to individuals to helping educate and guide national policies. These things were all true prior to the pandemic. They have become even more important with the pandemic, and things are rapidly evolving. We live in a very different world from the one we inhabited on your first day of social work classes at UND. COVID-19 has fundamentally changed the world as it has changed social work practice. And there is no going back to the old normal. Things are not going back to the way they were. Allow me to paraphrase from Justin Miller's recent article in the New Social Worker. He articulated 3 reasons why we are never going back. First, there are the technological changes. This ceremony offers a clear illustration of these changes, but so did your education. In many ways, technology enhanced your education, creating more dynamic and collaborative learning environments. In similar ways, technology is enhancing, improving, and democratizing our practice. Not too many years ago, the idea of distance education and distance or online practice were not only seen as inferior, but in some ways even unethical. Today, telehealth is providing social and mental health services to populations in rural and other hard-to-reach areas, providing assistance to people with various mobility and related access issues, and other previously neglected or underserved populations. We will not be undoing these technological additions and enhancements to practice. To do so would be foolish, unethical. Second, social work has always required flexibility, but this pandemic has forced us to engage even greater awareness of the present and to be thinking more creatively about the future. The worldwide shutdown has forced us, people everywhere, to think more closely about our priorities. This has had some unexpected benefits for the natural environment and may point towards possible tools for dealing with climate change. This has also resulted in unexpected savings for some as we have wrestled with questions about what is really necessary in our lives and what has real value. We must think creatively about the best use of resources and about prioritizing aspects of practice that we had not previously considered. Again, we will not simply be going back to the way we did things previously. And third, this pandemic has further exposed the fragility and social inequities in the business as usual world we inhabited before the crisis. Despite empty rhetoric about our respect for our elders, the desperate and vulnerable lives of the aged are apparent in the daily statistics. People of color, because of social and economic inequities wrought by generations of unfair policies, are being infected and dying from COVID at disproportionately higher rates. We now recognize that all work has dignity and that all workers are essential, from grocery store clerks to garbage collectors, teachers, and of course, hospital workers, all hospital workers. We see how important all are to the functioning of society. And there are structural issues within our profession. Licensure portability has been debated since the 1930s, and we need to assure more robust portability across states and even countries. It is increasingly clear that we cannot function with a patchquilt of rules and systems for telehealth and technologically delivered social work services. Business as usual, it turns out, was never sufficient. Let me quote Miller directly. Moving forward, the way we practice, educate, and research must evolve in a way that not only responds to things that happen, but in a way that anticipates what is to come. So once again, let me repeat what I said at the beginning. COVID-19 has fundamentally changed social work practice, and there is no going back to the old normal. Things are not going back to the way they were. But some things remain the same. Ours continues to be a unique profession, the best positioned and the most focused on the awesome task of making people's lives better, of improving people's physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being. In the world of COVID and the rebuilding that will come, social workers are more important than ever. My colleagues and I often refer to graduation day as payday and as our chance to face and celebrate the future of our profession. You, dear graduates, have some hard work ahead of you. Thanks for taking on this challenge. And so with that, let me say, we are so very proud of you. And your families are also extremely proud of you. I don't know if you can fully imagine the sense of relief that they're experiencing right now. This might be a really good time to ask them for special favors. And with that, let me introduce the chair of the social work department, Dr. Kenneth Flanagan.
Good afternoon, graduates. Congratulations on this achievement. So I'd like to join with Professor Weber in welcoming all of you to this virtual hooding ceremony, as well as your family and friends who are with us this afternoon. And to join with all the faculty and staff of the Department of Social Work. We wish you well and look forward to hearing of all the accomplishments that you will have as you move forward with your careers, serving the needs of individuals, families, and communities in the midst of all this chaos and uncertainty. We wish you well. We look forward to staying in contact with you, and we hope that we have a chance to see each other in person in the near future. So congratulations on behalf of all the faculty and staff of the department. We wish you well and have a great day.
Thank you, Ken. And let me also thank Dan Bosey and Brent Gerhardt. Dan for helping us with all things technology, and Brent for everything he does on a day-to-day basis and for helping to put this graduation ceremony together. Thank you both, Dan and Brent. And now I'd like to introduce my teaching colleague, Angie Muse. I remember a time many years ago when Angie and I were roommates in kind of a broom closet of sorts, and we were both hoping to secure jobs with the social work department. Since that time, Angie has emerged as one of the most popular faculty speakers for these ceremonies. And with that, I give you Professor Muse.
Thank you, thank you. Let me share my screen here real quick. All right. Making sure everyone can see this, see the whole thing. All right, we'll get started. So the first thing that I want to say is congratulations to you. Okay, the students, so many of you I've had the honor of teaching in the undergrad program, and then luck of the draw, 2 semesters in the graduate program, and it was fantastic. So I want to say, first of all, thank you and congratulations. I want to welcome your friends and welcome your family that are sitting with you in your living room or are across the country watching us today. You are a vital reason why your graduate is here as well. So thank you and welcome. As Brett mentioned, we have the opportunity to do this celebration today through Zoom. And typically this is a live celebration. And so I'm honored and I'm happy and I'm feeling fortunate to be able to celebrate with people from a distance so that you get the time that you have earned, this celebration of you. When Brett asked me to speak for graduation, I was honored. I was honored. I thought of several different topics that I could talk about today. I changed my mind. I looked back at old speeches. I thought about what would be something that could possibly be important to talk about as you embark in your professional career. I figured it'd be important to start with just a little bit about flexibility. Whether you identify yourself as very flexible or you're in the type A camp who likes a routine and likes a structure and likes it how it is, it's okay. You have become flexible, even more flexible than you thought you would need to be. Social work today in the field and social workers have needed to become more and more flexible as a result of the pandemic and COVID-19 in finding ways that we can best serve our clients. We have started using more telehealth, which has opened the door to folks in our rural and isolated communities to be able to get services, which is not something that was as openly available 6 months ago. We've been able to see our clients, whether at a distance, through masks, and the students, you guys have done some of your field placements online. So again, things that we would have never thought was possible. As a member of our department, I just want to start off by saying thank you for your flexibility. In March, when we said, surprise, the campus program's now online, people rolled with it. There were some ups, there were some downs, but we made it work, and we made it work quite well. And that, my friends, is because of you and because of your flexibility, your hard work and your determination, but the flexibility. With that, it's because you found the good in a situation that started out seeming not good. We're living in very unique times right now. It's intense, it's scary, it's uncertain, and it's good. It's still good. I'm having urges to talk about formal endings, circles of fun, termination experiences, but I won't. We've covered that stuff. Okay, you're experts in that stuff already. A few years ago, I purchased a sign very similar to this while I was with my grandma. And my sign's a little different. Be the Good isn't bright yellow. It was very muted. And I actually owned the sign for a long time, probably embarrassingly long, to be honest, before I realized that Be the Good was a completely different color, a different font. It was subdued, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just hit me in the face that Be the Good was highlighted. And it really resonated with me. I loved the sign at first, but knowing there was a little hidden meaning made it even better. The reason it resonated with me at that time, but even currently, is because when you turn on the TV, when you open the newspaper, you look at social media, you see a lot of not great things. And we see a lot of not good things going on in our communities, but in our nation in general and across the world. We see an increase in politics dividing people instead of pulling folks together. We see the coronavirus pandemic increasing anxiety and fear amongst so many folks. There's uncertainty when it comes to healthcare and uncertainty when it comes to personal family finances, unemployment. There's an increase in different statistics, domestic violence, addiction, and there have been numerous attacks on human basic rights. How can we see the good in a world where sometimes it feels gloomy. We could take time to talk about how you as a generalist social worker will tackle these issues that seem impossible. How you'll use all of your skills, your micro, your meso, your macro skills to work with families, individuals, groups, communities, organizations, and systems. Or you may struggle with different ethical dilemmas when you deal with these social issues. How can the code of ethics, or we could talk about how the code of ethics, supervision, and all of those things can help you to be the best social worker you can be. But I won't talk about that. I want to talk to you about the sign, okay? Believe there's good in the world. Be the good. Here's what it means to me. When I read the sign, I think of my grandma. My grandma and I are very close. She will be 92 in September. She's taught me a lot about life and what it means to believe in good and what it means to be the good and to be good for others. My grandma was born in 1928. So between her and her family, they have witnessed so many things that we can't wrap our heads around. The Great Depression, the Spanish flu, the love of her life being sent to World War II, cancer, the death of my grandpa, the love of her life, droughts, floods, and most currently a transition to assisted living. However, when she talks about these situations, she talks about them candidly, openly, and follows it up by talking about the good. The good meals at assisted living, the fact that she has leftovers every day, the numerous games of whist, which is cards, if you're unaware, whist that she can play with her friends in the hallway, and the fact that she's able to have visitors despite COVID-19 and able to be in contact with friends and family. My grandma has medical struggles and they have gone up and down throughout different times. Despite that, she finds the good in the not so good situations. My grandma has helped me see the good and has had a huge impact on my personal calling to social work and being the good for other people. When students decide to go to social work or get their master's in social work, so often we hear, I want to be a helper. I want to help other people. I want to help people like this person helped me when I was that age. Or I want to be better than when I was younger, better than the person that maybe couldn't help for whatever reason. A lot of folks become social workers for a personal reason. Maybe you're that person, again, that just intrinsically wants to be the helper. Maybe you're that person that when you were in elementary school and middle school and high school became the class counselor because everybody talked to you. Everyone shared their happiness and everyone shared their struggles and everybody came to you because you're a great listener and you're somebody that was open to everybody. Maybe you're the person when you just want to get a cucumber at the grocery store, people are telling you their life story. And you still are just kind and you talk back. Maybe you're the person talking to the person who just wants to get a cucumber because you have a really, personable personality. That's you being the good for other people and for yourself. Whatever the reason that brought you here, I'm glad you're here. Something called you to social work, something called you to be the good, and something helped you to be here to work with others. You were called here for whatever the reason. Over the past 1 year for a couple people, but I'll say 3 to 4 years for the bulk of you, I've seen so many good things come out of your class. I've seen both your eyes maybe roll just a little bit, but also light up with another circle of fun experience. But the excitement that comes when we're like, oh my gosh, we got it. We figured it out. Oh, that's what that theory means. And now we've seen it work. And so the excitement when you've learned a new skill. I've heard the kindness in your words and the encouragement when doing family of origin projects. And students talk about things that they found out. And they can be emotional and they can have this whole variety of reactions. And the empathy, the kindness, and support that students give each other. I see the support when students talk about their own mental health, what has gone well and what's been a struggle. And when students talk about the loss of family members or friends for whatever the reason might be. I've witnessed the compassion that you show each other in the classroom and more importantly, even out of the classroom. I've observed your generosity in when raising money or when you are giving your time, which is also a sign of generosity, giving your time to activities or to support events that you are passionate about. I've been impressed with the courage and the consideration that you've shown when talking about topics that are hard to talk about and that create uncomfortable feelings. Social work is a profession where we will become, and we do become, very comfortable talking about uncomfortable things. So that might be just a friendly warning for like the dinner table some night, because we can very easily talk about uncomfortable or unique things, and we're okay with it. But I've seen you practice that in the classroom. I've witnessed the tolerance when it relates to policy, diversity, politics, or any other, let's call it big ticket items that are so important and that you are so open to everybody's viewpoint, whether it aligns with yours or whether they're doing a 180 from what you believe in. The tolerance and the acceptance is phenomenal. And I've been moved with your genuine comments to each other and to me at the conclusion of semesters, when you let each other know why they've made your experience better. You see, you are the good in the world. And I believe in you. It doesn't mean you're perfect. Doesn't mean you need to be. Doesn't mean you need to have any of the answers, because we'll figure that out. It doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes or that you won't stumble, because we will. It simply means that we must try, we must fight for others, and we push for the answers that we need. In our careers, we will cry, we will laugh, we will mourn, and we will celebrate. We will embrace being vulnerable. We will ask for help, and we will help others. And we will do these things with courage, compassion, kindness, passion, and a genuine heart. Those words describe my grandma, and they describe each and every one of you. Courageous, compassionate, kind, passionate, and genuine. My grandma and I no longer live a half mile apart, so we don't see each other as often as I would like to. But the strength and the resiliency in that woman is spectacular. Despite her many struggles, she sees the good in people. Despite medical setbacks, she continues to be the good. She acts in a way that's caring, and she uses these qualities and her strong faith to help all of us in our family move forward. She acts in a way that's caring. Her hands are beautifully aged and beautifully scarred. And she continues to use those hands to provide love and goodness and raspberry jam to other people. Look at your own hands. What will they do when you leave today? How will they help others to see the good in the world? And how will they help you be the good? How will your hands take care of other people? And equally important, how will they help you take care of you? I stumbled across a quote when I was putting this together. Rivers do not drink their own water. Trees do not eat their own fruit. The sun does not shine on itself, and flowers do not spread their fragrance for themselves. Living for others is a rule of nature. We are all born to help each other, no matter how difficult it is. Life is good when you are happy, but much better when others are happy because of you. And that was a quote by Pope Francis. So how will you be the good? How will you find the good, even when it seems somewhat impossible? To the new graduates, I want you to think about this sign. Believe there is good in the world and be the good. I believe that there is good in the world because I see it every day when I talk with or visit with or teach or have coffee with any one of you. So class of 2020, may your hands work hard. May your heart be filled with kindness, courage, and compassion. And may you always see the good in yourself, in others, and in the world. Congratulations, and I'm very proud of you all. Thank you.
Thanks for those words, Angie. Thank you. We're here for the hooding of the graduates. But first, we get something that I've been particularly looking forward to. Gabby's partner in crime, my esteemed colleague, Stephanie Quinn Scallon, the chosen speaker for the class of 2020. Ms. Scallon.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Professor Weber, for that lovely introduction as our graduate director and for contextualizing the journey ahead of us for social workers. Professor Flanagan, our chair, for the kind words, and thanks, Angie, for just being you all the time. When I was a kid, I thought we would have flying cars by 2020, but virtual graduation and hooding ceremonies are okay too. Thank you to the faculty and staff of our department for your commitment to celebrating our collective achievements despite these new obstacles, and thank you to our family and friends viewing at home. There are a billion other things you could be streaming right now. I like dog videos, but instead you chose to be in this moment with us here and now, and we're grateful for your support. On a personal note, I'd like to give a heartfelt thank you to my family down south. They're right here next to me on the screen. And also my in-laws for their constant support and encouragement. You guys have this magical ability to keep me grounded and humble, and yet you never miss an opportunity to tell me how proud you are of me. And you just have no idea the impact that your moments of kindness and love had on me during this journey. I also have two special friend shout outs to give. Becca, for being my office goblin, a shoulder to cry on always, a source of unconditional love and support, and just being always welcoming of me into your family and into your home. Gabby, my partner in crime, my keeper, thank you for your unwavering presence and friendship, your uncanny ability to reframe any negative situation into something more strengths-based, and your effervescent laughter for bringing much needed brightness into these recent hard times. Last but not least, to my husband, Zachary, I love you. Thank you for encouraging me to take this leap and go back to school, and for always reminding me of my why when I felt like I couldn't go on any further. I am so excited for us and the dogs to start our new adventure. Okay, so I'm sure everyone thinks their cohort is probably the best cohort, right? But hear me when I say this. Our cohort, including our colleagues who made the tough decision to postpone their field experience and graduation, our cohort is a collection of the most empathetic, resilient, adaptive, and just beautifully connected humans I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. You have all been warriors through this emotional and academic journey. And on top of that, you looked COVID-19 in the face and you said, this isn't going to stop me. I am so proud of our ability as a group to be vulnerable, to be unsure, to feel lost and yet make each other feel safe, to have empathy with one another but still be firm, and to care for each other without enabling each other. We have such uncomfortable conversations. We disagree and sometimes we argue. We cried a lot for people who only saw each other twice a week. I reflect on our 3 semesters together and I am overwhelmed when I realize just how much we've supported one another through this. I actually miss sitting in the same classroom in the same chair with the same 20-ish people for 9 hours straight, and I never thought I would say that. I will miss how we never missed an opportunity for caffeine or any excuse to have a feast together. I continue to learn from each of you to this day, and my heart is filled with joy knowing that all of your helping hands and hearts are going out into this community and this world. You will do, and you are doing incredible work. They say social work is a calling, and I believe that with my whole heart. And I look at your faces today, and I'm filled with pride knowing that you answered that call. To the friends and family of our cohort watching, I'm not sure how much you know about social work as an academic pursuit or field, but if you have even just an inkling, then I can imagine how incredibly proud you are to know these wonderful people in front of me, and what an honor it is to be here celebrating their achievements. See, going back to school for social work isn't just learning skills, passing tests, and getting a degree, or as Old Man Weber calls it, collecting beads of knowledge to put inside your skull. Social work is a calling, and the decision to answer that call demands hard work and commitment, of course, but it also demands that we sit with ourselves and we take a long look in the mirror. We look at the best parts of ourselves, at the worst parts of ourselves and experiences, and everything in between. We're confronted with this inexplicable mountain of emotional work to untangle while simultaneously trying to survive graduate school. This is the work, the heart work, the hard work. And as we move forward in our careers, we will likely have hard days, and the nature of our work might mean we can't discuss with you what's bothering us. And so I will ask that you continue to grace us with your patience, love, and support in the years to come. I apologize if I had double the time allotted to me. I would go on and on about our department and our wonderful mentors and teachers during this journey as well. But I only have time for a couple, so I'm squeezing them in. Barb Kitco, thank you for always encouraging me to advocate for myself and be the squeaky wheel, even if that means that you're being inundated by emails and office visits from yours truly. Angie, I don't think any other soul on this earth could have pulled us all through that family of origins project other than you. And also, Angie, after the hours and hours of circle of fun and role playing you made us do, I think we've uncovered that most of us could have successful careers as actors if this social work thing doesn't work out. Brett, thank you for really showing me what it means to be an advanced generalist practitioner. After your classes and the field experience with you this summer, I have a real clarity about myself as a social worker and the ways I can have an impact. Also, thank you for always singing to us after our Zoom classes ended. We really liked that. As a graduate teaching assistant this past year, I got the smallest taste of what you all go through as educators, and my appreciation for your dedication has multiplied tenfold. Thank you for your work as our mentors and as gatekeepers to our profession. I will close with a few reminders. The recent graduates I look at here are all incredible, capable, and strong individuals. However, please don't forget the importance of self-care and filling your own cup. And if you're feeling anxious about the future, just call our friend Marat and he'll keep you in the here and now. And lastly, despite the fact that 80% of all of our conversations revolve around childhood trauma, please be reminded that talking about childhood trauma is not an appropriate icebreaker in most social situations. It's an honor to be chosen to speak by such an amazing group of people that I respect and have so much love for. Congratulations to us. We freaking did it.
Nice job.
Nice job. Thank you, Stephanie. Well, that brings us to the hooding part of this hooding ceremony. The hood is a representative of a graduate degree. There are fewer than 7% of the American population that hold a graduate degree. So congratulations to you for this impressive achievement. The hood, it comes with the color, I don't know if it shows up well on the screen, but the color yellow for our profession, social work. And then the green and prairie rose for the colors of the University of North Dakota. And as is the tradition, you will now be hooded by your advisor, and we'll begin. I'm okay. Stephanie, how would you like to proceed with this part, Stephanie?
So if everybody would turn off their cameras for now, and then when you're called, if you could turn your camera on and you can leave your microphones on because we can cheer for everybody as they get hooded. But if you turn your camera off, then it makes it so just the individual being hooded and their advisor and Brett will be up.
Very good. So when I'm announcing the name of the graduate and their title of their independent study project and advisor, keep it a little bit subdued at that point. And then as soon as that's done, you just let loose and everybody turn their microphones on and whatever encouragement you want to give. We will start off with the A's. Victoria Andrews. Tori, the title of her independent study title, Protective Factors for Foster Care Children, and her advisor, Professor Isaac Kakari.
Yay! Great job, yeah.
Go Lil T!
Great job, Tori.
Lil T.
Lil T.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, Marissa Hayward. How suicide prevention and access to mental health services can decrease suicide amongst children, and her advisor, again, Professor Isaac Kakari.
Way to go, Marissa.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Marissa.
Thank you.
Sarah is not with us, I believe. Sarah Hernandez is not with us today. Her title of her independent study project, Experiences of Children in Foster Care with Disrupted Placement in the Grand Forks Community, and her advisor, Professor Karen Lee Barkdal.
Yes to Sarah. Hooding.
Congratulations, Sarah. Good job, Sarah.
Yeah.
Carissa Hubbard, who was really rocking a graduation hat just a little bit ago, and she still is. Oh, did you take the hat off?
It got itchy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, it's itchy, but it's terrible. Carissa, the title of your project, Trauma Bonding Use by Sex Trafficking Perpetrators with Juvenile Victims, and your advisor, Professor Kakari.
Yay, Carissa. Good job.
Congratulations, Carissa. Next, not part of your cohort, but part of the distance cohort, Andrew Kemp, Parental Awareness Program, and I was his advisor. So here we go. Andrew, congratulations to you, sir.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Good job.
Nicole Poitra, Leadership Development in Tribal Social Services Agencies, and her advisor. Hello, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Her
I'm in a golf
advisor.
tournament right now, guys.
Nice.
Hey, Brett.
Let's make lots of noise while someone's putting. What's that?
Brett, I can't turn on my camera. It says the host has stopped people starting their videos.
Oh, Dan, can you allow Karen Lee to turn on her camera?
Got a putt. Right there, we'll take that one.
There you go.
No way I'm not hooding Nicole.
Yep.
Gosh, it won't turn. There we go. Nicole, much love to you out in Newtown. Congrats to you, my dear.
Congratulations, Nicole.
Good job, Nicole.
Get a hole in one for your big day.
Look at who I'm golfing with, Jonna. She's also a master's degree. She has an LICSW and she owns her own practice. I'm playing with her today.
Jonna, great to see you. What fun. Okay. I love the virtual ceremonies, I must say. Okay.
Monica Riapelli, influences on adolescents' second suicide attempt, and her advisor, Professor Yiping Xie. Monica, do you have someone that you'd like to have? Is Monica with us?
She is not.
Monica is not with us.
Well, we'll just cheer for her anyway.
Go, Monica.
I miss you. Thanks. Stephanie, nurturing resiliency. That's a fitting title for you to have worked on. Yes. I get to hood Stephanie today. So Stephanie, it's a great honor. Yes.
Congratulations.
We love you. I'm putting that one in my pocket.
Megan Severson, recidivism rates among the male incarcerated population in North Dakota, and her advisor, Professor Karen Lee Barktel.
Megan, you did a great job with that. Fantastic to get to work with you. Congrats to you.
Congratulations.
There you go.
Megan. Meg dog. Way to go, Dan.
And Jamie St. Clair, culturally appropriate alternatives to cognitive behavioral therapy in Native communities. And again, her advisor, Professor Karen Lee Barktel.
I know Jamie. Megan knows Jamie, I know Jonna knows Jamie very well. So I'm hoping that they're still tuned in from their time in the links attending the ceremony. Jamie, it's been an honor to get to work with you. So excited to see the things that you will do too. Congratulations.
Yes, Jamie.
We did it.
Gabby Wafra. School resources for youth who have experienced a mass trauma and the effectiveness on resilience. I have the honor of getting to hood you. Hello, Gabby. Nice to see you. Good luck up in Grafton there and with your move. Here we go.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Gabby. Yay.
Riley.
And a former travel companion of mine, Jeffrey Widener. The case for employing alternatives for families, cognitive behavioral therapy, AF-CBT, for treating trauma before diagnosing a mental health disorder, and his advisor, Professor Karen Lee Barktel. Congratulations.
Well, last but not least, Jeff. Oh, the places you'll go. It's such an honor to hood you, and I love all the things this class has taught me about resilience, and Jeff has taught me as well. Best to you.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Jeff, so proud.
And with that, folks, that brings us to the conclusion of our August 2020 Social Work Department hooding ceremony. Congratulations to you all. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. Please stay in touch. We're so very, very proud of you. Yeah, come back on camera for a minute.
Come back on camera. We want to get a picture of all of you if we can.
And I just want to see you one more time, please. Let us know what you're up to. Stay in touch. I need many more lessons from you. So
6.04, 6.04, 6.04, 6.04.
There we go.
All right. Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, you guys.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Keep us posted.
Bye-bye.
Elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, wrist. Yes, get it right. Congratulations, you guys. Been a pleasure. Good luck.